Every call could be their last. Behind every badge is a person ready to face danger so others don't have to. These are the real stories of officers who answered the call but never made it home. Number 1. The Minneapolis Ambush. On May 30th, 2024, in the city of Minneapolis, a call for help turned into one of the most shocking and heartbreaking incidents in recent police history.
Squad 512, look, we have at least 2 victims outside at the location, bleeding.
That afternoon, officers received a 911 report about an injured man who appeared to be bleeding and in distress. Responding to the call was Officer Jamal Mitchell, a dedicated and well-respected officer known for his calmness and compassion in the field.
512 copy.
Hey, are we on? Hey! Who shot you? Who shot you? Are there victims inside?
When Officer Mitchell arrived at the scene, everything appeared routine at first glance. A man was lying on the ground, seemingly hurt and in need of medical attention. What seemed like an act of kindness and service quickly turned into a deadly trap. The injured man was later identified as Mustafa Muhammad, who was not a victim at all, but a suspect waiting to ambush the responding officer. Without warning, gunfire erupted. The sound of shots echoed through the neighborhood as Officer Mitchell was struck multiple times at close range. Though critically injured, he tried to seek cover, but the relentless attack continued until his body could no longer move. Within minutes, the scene became a battleground as backup officers arrived to confront the gunman.
Stop.
Suspect is a black male wearing a hoodie. And we're getting shot at here. 20 seconds in Blaisdell. Actively shooting.
Where?
Copy. Actively shooting 22nd Blaisdell.
Where? Where's the guy shooting?
That guy, come here. Get on the ground. Yeah, go.
A fierce exchange followed between law enforcement and Muhammad, who continued to fire until he was ultimately neutralized. The gunfight ended with Muhammad dead on the scene, but the loss had already been felt across the city. Officer Jamal Mitchell, a man known for running toward danger to protect others, had given his life in service.
Hey, I got you!
Stay around 22nd and 21st. They're shooting somewhere between the blocks. Copy. Stay away from 22nd and 21st and Blaisdell. He's shooting from that block.
Get up, get up, get up, get up! We need handcuffs on him!
Yes, I'm an officer down.
Anyone else?
We don't know.
We don't know.
The guy with the gun.
Hey, get down! Get down!
He's right here. He's right here.
Let's go! This is the only shooter we got so far! It's the only shooter we got!
The city of Minneapolis mourned deeply. Tributes poured in from across the nation, honoring an officer who had walked into danger believing he was there to help someone in need. His death became a chilling reminder of the unpredictable dangers officers face, even in moments that seem routine.
Yeah, it is. He was there shooting right there.
If there's any other officers, we do have another victim in a red.
Every officer coming to the scene, come from the south, don't come north. Hey, I'm going up. We're going up.
In the aftermath, fellow officers described the tragedy as a heartbreaking example of bravery met with betrayal. Officer Mitchell's final act was one of service and courage, a reflection of his commitment to protecting others no matter the risk. His name joined the list of heroes who paid the ultimate price in the line of duty, and his story continues to echo through the halls of the Minneapolis Police Department as a legacy of sacrifice and honor. Case number 2, the final call of Officer Joe Burson. It is late on a quiet June night in Holly Springs, Georgia. The dashcam shows flashing blue lights on Hickory Road as Officer Joe Burson, just 25 years old, backs up Sergeant Andrew Drake during a routine traffic stop.
What's in your pockets?
2317, 715, need us to move forward.
Let me see what's in your hand there.
Code 4, you're running into Denver.
Put it back in the
Go ahead.
The driver, Ansi Dolce, had been pulled over for speeding at 72 miles per hour in a 40 zone. What started as a simple stop quickly turned tense. Dolce gives officers a false name and becomes visibly nervous. When they attempt to detain him, everything changes within seconds.
No, just no. Stop. Stop. Go back.
I'm sorry. I was going to the car.
715, cover turn.
Stay on the ground. Cut down.
Dolce breaks free, jumps into his car, and accelerates. Officer Burson is pulled along with the moving vehicle as it speeds down the dark road. Sergeant Drake calls for help over the radio as the chaos unfolds.
That's just here. 2319.
That person in the car. Get that person in the car. Get around. Shot fired.
While struggling to stop the suspect, Officer Burson fires his weapon in self-defense. The vehicle crashes into a guardrail and comes to a violent stop. Both men are severely injured.
Get on the ground! Two more units!
Moments later, Officer Joe Burson succumbs to his injuries at just 25 years old. Investigators later confirmed his actions were justified. He fought to protect others until his very last breath. The final image from the dash cam shows flashing lights over the wrecked car, marking the heartbreaking end of a young officer who gave everything in the line of duty. Number 3. The San Luis Obispo ambush. On May 10, 2021, in the quiet city of San Luis Obispo, California, a team of detectives prepared to serve a search warrant at an apartment on Camellia Court. It was part of an ongoing burglary investigation that had been unfolding for weeks. The officers expected resistance, but not the deadly storm that was about to erupt behind that apartment door.
Edward, come out here.
Among the officers that day was Detective Luca Benedetti, a seasoned investigator known for his professionalism and calm demeanor. Alongside him was Detective Steve Orozco, another dedicated member of the department who had spent years working to keep his community safe. Both men had handled high-risk operations before, but nothing could have prepared them for the ambush waiting on the other side. As the team moved in, they followed protocol carefully, announcing their presence and giving the suspect every opportunity to comply. The man inside, Gioni Gian Edwards, had been linked to multiple burglaries in the area. Instead of surrendering, he was preparing his weapon, waiting for the officers to make their move.
Edward, come out here.
The moment the door was breached, gunfire erupted. The confined space amplified every shot as bullets tore through walls and filled the air with smoke and debris. Detective Luca Benedetti was struck multiple times in the initial volley, collapsing as the rest of the team scrambled for cover. Detective Orozco was also hit, sustaining severe injuries to his head and arm, but he managed to return fire as chaos consumed the hallway.
We have an officer in the building.
Building's in question.
It's the furthest door from us on the second story. It's Unit D. There's two upstairs, A and D. It's the furthest one from us. We believe officers down inside with the suspect. He has a rifle.
Rifle?
Yes. He's engaged us with gunfire. Obviously, we have at least 2 wounded.
Okay, it's not a dog call right now then.
The officers outside fought back fiercely, trying to stop the assault while pulling their wounded to safety. Within seconds, Edwards was hit multiple times and retreated deeper into his apartment. The shooting finally stopped with the sound of a single gunshot from inside, marking the end of the standoff.
Firing 40s at the windows. Can we get this car here and stand on top of it?
When the team re-entered the apartment, they discovered that the suspect had turned Detective Benedetti's own rifle on himself. The tragic scene was silent, heavy with grief and disbelief. One detective was gone, another lay critically injured, and the department had lost one of its finest.
Check him again. Here.
Yeah. Get him in.
Get him in.
Detective Luca Benedetti's death shook San Luis Obispo to its core. The small community, rarely touched by violence of this scale, mourned a man who had dedicated his life to protecting others. His colleagues described him as calm, loyal, and deeply committed to his work. Detective Steve Orozco survived his injuries, but the memory of that morning would stay with him forever. Case 4. The Fargo Ambush. On July 14, 2023, in Fargo, North Dakota, a seemingly ordinary afternoon turned into a devastating tragedy. It began with a routine traffic crash response that quickly became one of the darkest days the Fargo Police Department had ever faced. Officers were called to a scene on a busy street to assist with a collision, unaware that a gunman was quietly preparing for an attack. Among those responding was Officer Jake Wallen, a young officer who had only recently joined the force. Full of energy and dedication, he had served his country as a U.S. Army veteran before choosing to protect his community in Fargo. For Jake, this was another day on duty, another chance to make a difference. As officers began working the accident scene, everything appeared normal for a brief moment. Then, without warning, a burst of gunfire shattered the calm. The shooter, later identified as Muhammad Barakat, emerged armed with an AK-47 and began firing at the officers. In an instant, the street became a scene of chaos and confusion as bullets ripped through patrol cars and struck officers who had no time to react.
Central, we got shots fired! Central, we got shots fired! Central, we got a man with an AK-47. He's shooting at us. We're at
Officer Jake Wallen was fatally hit during the first wave of gunfire. Two other officers were critically injured as they fought to take cover and respond to the ambush. Despite the shock and intensity of the moment, other members of the Fargo Police Department moved in quickly to engage the gunman, risking their lives to stop the attack and save their fallen brothers.
Central, shots fired, shots fired! We got 3 officers down, 3 officers down! Send everybody!
The standoff was fierce but brief. Officers managed to neutralize Barakat before he could cause more loss. When the gunfire stopped, investigators found that Barakat had planned a massive assault. Inside his vehicle were multiple firearms, more than 1,800 rounds of ammunition, a homemade grenade, and explosives. His intent was far deadlier than anyone could have imagined.
Stop moving! Stop moving! Put your hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Fargo 534, 3 officers down.
The city of Fargo was left in disbelief. Officer Wallen's death struck the community hard. He was just 23 years old, full of promise, and had dedicated his short life to service both in the military and in law enforcement. His bravery in the face of sudden terror became a symbol of selflessness and sacrifice. In the days that followed, residents lined the streets as Officer Wallen's body was escorted to his final resting place. Flags flew at half-staff across the state, honoring a young man who had given everything to protect others. The Fargo ambush served as a painful reminder that danger can appear in the most unexpected moments, and that behind every badge is a person willing to stand in harm's way for the safety of others. Their bravery will never be forgotten. If you believe their stories deserve to be heard, hit like and share so more people remember the heroes who gave everything. See you in the next video.